Hello, welcome to this video on Ark Survival Ascended. The aim of this video is to show you the lower south cave on the island map. This is where you can get the artifact of the hunter. This artifact is needed for the Broodmother boss fights. So first of all, where is this cave? So obviously I'm talking about the island map specifically. This is the lower south cave and the coordinates are pretty much, as you can see here. I'll zoom in a little. 85.2, 54.2. I'll zoom out of it just to see kind of where it is on the map. So this cave, I think, is generally considered pretty much the easiest cave on the island, so that's why we're starting here. What are you going to need for this cave? So obviously a mount is very useful to have. My preferred choice is generally always my trusty direwolves, but of course you can use other mounts such as a saber, a thyla, baryonyx is quite popular. So yeah, let's head into the cave. In terms of other items you might need with you, so in this cave there aren't any bats, but there are megalanias, which can give you rabies, but generally if you kind of leave them alone, they probably won't bother you unless you get really nearby them. So stuff like lesser antidote is not completely essential in this cave. You might want to bring some stims. Obviously there are scorpions and spiders and those wormy looking things that spit at you and ruin your armor. I always forget the name of those. They can be a little annoying, so keep that in mind. If you do get hit by those and your armor breaks, that could potentially be a problem. Because they can still hit you when you're on a mount, so just keep that in mind. If you do want, you can bring an extra pair of armor if you're worried about that. But yeah, so just headed into the entrance over here, and I'm gonna just go through and show the route towards the artifact. I mean, in this cave, like I said, it's pretty straightforward. For the first part, we're pretty much just gonna follow the path down. There isn't too many options of where you can go. So let's just make our way. This first section up here, generally as far as I've ever experienced, does not have any enemies. I'll let you know when we get to the section where enemies can start appearing. Oh, nice and glitchy. So yeah, basically we're just gonna head down here first. Look at all the nice foliage and mushrooms and stuff. And crystals. Obviously, it's always good to have the basics with you, food and water. But speaking of water and food, pretty much this cave is generally quite easy. If you have a decent mount, then yeah, it shouldn't be too hard. So here we're gonna start seeing this like effect on the wall, and there's a split in the route. So this is where kind of well, not right here, but just down there or just down that way, enemies do start to appear. So just keep that in mind. When you get to the split and you start seeing this wavy, creepy effect up here, then you know that enemies are gonna come. So the shortest way to the artifact is going to the left over here. So at this split, you go to the left. Let's make sure I get my left and right. And sometimes there can be enemies already here. As we can see, today it seems a little quiet. But that's alright. Another thing you can find in this cave is dung beetles. Obviously they're not aggressive, but if you want to tame one, for example, could be a good place. So we've come down to the left, and we're pretty much going to continue going to the left to this little ledge over here. And yeah, just to say, this is the shortest way to the artifact. Of course, you can go around other ways. I'm just showing you basically the quickest route. So here, there's a little ledge, and we're just going to pretty much jump down here. Probably didn't need to do that, but normally I get off the mount just to make sure they don't take any fall damage. And yeah, I'm just going slowly so you can kind of see the way. And then we continue along this path over here. Oh, it's very quiet today. in terms of enemies. Maybe someone's been here. So then there'll be another split, and we're just gonna keep to the left again. Hello. And kill the enemies, obviously. So as I said, I did mention potentially bringing stims if you want to, because yeah, there are scorpions and stuff. I believe there's also snakes in some parts. That's another thing, I always get way too heavy. Good place to farm chitin if you need to, because it's relatively easy. Are you gonna come out of the wall or just sit there? Can I munch you in the wall? There we go. Okay. So as I said, just keeping to the left. Then you're gonna see there's like a little lower section here, which apparently I can just walk through anyway. Hello snakes. There's gonna be a lot of enemies in this section because it's where the artifact is. It's the artifact chamber pretty much. It's hello, hello, hello. Any more? Any more? Oh, see, so we have one of these spitty guys over here. Again, I always forget their actual names. Watch out for those, because like I said, they can ruin your armor if they get to spit you. Even if you're on your mount, so just, yeah, keep that in mind. Okay, any more of you guys hiding around in the walls or something? But yeah, so basically, there we go. That's very easily the artifact of the hunter. That is pretty much the shortest way to get to it and get back out again. The only thing is you can't really go back up that ledge. So on the way out, you will have to kind of go back. So there's the ledge that we came down from over there. So in order to go back, we're gonna go to the left here at this split and make our way back up that way. Of course, there's gonna be enemies along the way. Lots of spiders, lots of spiders. You know what? I'm not gonna munch all of you, because otherwise I have already way too much stuff on me. Let's get rid of this, some of this. Why? Just another note is that obviously on your person you can only hold one of a particular artifact at one time. So, and the only mount that can hold an artifact, apart from yourself, your player, is an otter. Unless something's changed, by the way. As far as I'm aware, the otter is the only shoulder mount, or any mount, as far as I'm aware, that can carry an artifact. So if you want to pick up two at once, you might want to bring an otter with you. By the way, this section does get pretty intense in terms of enemies, as you can see. Ooh. But as I said, should be alright if you have a pretty decent mount. I mean, I am taking some damage, as you can see. I hate you guys. Yep, see, some of my armor is gone because they spat at me. Oh, I took a bit more damage than I expected to. I guess that was quite a lot at once. So this, just to show you, this wolf at the moment has, well, I mean, a pretty decent health, pretty decent melee damage. So, and as you can see, I've already taken quite a lot of damage. So that's something else to keep in mind, that just, even if you do have a pretty decent mount, you might still need to heal it up a bit in between, depending on what you do in the cave. And the other thing you could do, of course, is also just pretty much run past the enemies. You could try do that. I've done that a few times, literally, if you just kind of keep going. As I said, we're pretty much heading upwards here. Let's see if I can avoid these guys a little. And here we are back at the little section at the beginning where, as I said, we went over this ledge to go to the artifact here. So we've kind of just come round in a circle. And obviously to get out, we're going to go back to the splitting here where I said there was these, you know, where you start seeing this artifact effects. And then you pretty much can get out of the cave here. Another thing, of course, is that in the caves you also always have loot drops. In this cave, I mean, if you're looking for high-level loot drops, this is not really the cave to do that. I think pretty much you'll find maybe blue, maybe not even blue, like pretty much green and white loot drops. So the loot is probably not particularly fascinating in this cave. So, but of course, you're free to explore the cave more and find the loot drops. The point of this video is more to show where the artifact is as quickly as possible and how to do it solo. And here we are back at the entrance. Also, another thing, of course, is you could also put down bedrolls or sleeping bags in case you do die, or make a little base nearby, put some beds down, whatever. Obviously, a lot of people, as you can see, opt to put just a sleeping bag, just in case anything does go wrong. But yeah, so that's pretty much it for the lower south cave. If you're just aiming to get the artifact, it's pretty easy. You can try to avoid most of the enemies if you want to. If you have a fast mount, you can probably kind of run by them if you want to, instead of fighting them all even. So yeah, it's definitely one of the easier caves on the island map. And my wolf is looking a bit tattered up. Obviously the disadvantage of wolves is that they don't have a saddle, so of course they do take a bit more damage in that sense than other mounts. But I don't know, they're always my my go-to mount really for caves in general, apart from a few where they're not really suitable. But yeah, again, you can choose the mount that you feel is better for you, obviously as long as they fit in the cave. So obviously smaller mounts like indeed sabers or thylas, or a lot of people I know use baryonyx. I'm not 100% which caves they do or don't fit in, but yeah, that can be easily found out. Hello, I'm gonna kill you. I don't know why. But yeah, so I hope this video has helped you out. It's pretty simple, pretty easy to get this artifact. As I said, it is the easiest one. So yeah, if you have any questions or anything, feel free to ask in the comments. Otherwise, thanks so much for watching and see you in the next one.